I actually got a chance to catch up with one of the doctors associated with Mount Sinai, Dr. Joseph Herrera, to talk about human and sports performance. Welcome to Doc Talk, presented by Mount Sinai. Joining me right now is Dr. Joseph Herrera, whose specialty is in rehabilitation and human performance. So that sounds like a lot of complex words, but in layman's terms, could you explain a little bit about what you do, doctor?
Sure. So we've always been in the business of maximizing human performance, whether it's been after major injuries like spinal cord injury, traumatic brain injury. We also manage minor injuries like musculoskeletal, your shoulder, knee, and now we are improving those who are well. So the message as far as human performance is you don't have to be ill to see us. We're here to help you be a better you and to help you find the maximum benefits, whether it's physically or cognitively, to help you be a better person, whether it's in tennis, executives, or everyday life.
But you also work with elite or higher leveled athletes. Particularly, you were talking about your Tennis 360 program, which really takes a holistic approach with the athletes, correct?
That's correct. Yeah, so we used evidence-based techniques plus our team that includes our human performance experts, our data analysts, our researchers, our physicians, our trainers, our coaches, which include our spirituality coaches, our mental strengthening coaches, our presence coaches, and also nutrition to put everything together in order to help our athletes get to that extra level.
It's really interesting. 20, 30 years ago, you would never see a nutritionist working with an athlete. It was just the doctor, maybe the coach, and that was it. Why is there such a need to have a multi-pronged approach when working with especially elite athletes?
That's a great question because each athlete is unique in their own right. So whether an athlete responds to, say, a carb-filled diet or a protein-rich diet depends on their microbiome, their genomics, and all the little pieces that we now have access to that we can guide them towards in order to make them a better athlete. Whether it's shaving off a stroke or having a faster serve or something along those lines to make you better reaction time-wise or cognitively aware and engaged is key to get you into that flow state that's been so elusive for our athletes. So a lot of the things that we do helps to maximize that flow state.
So some of the tennis players that might come in, say they're a little bit younger,
Yes.
around 12 or 13 years old, what kinds of things would you examine?
So we do everything from a full physical, then we run them through a whole motion analysis. There's other imaging modalities that we use too. Plus, because we do have such a strong research component, there are a number of different products that we have available to us that the public doesn't have available to them that we can use to further analyze the health, whether it's joint, cognitive, or even recovery. Recovery is big as well, because managing load, we know that for pitchers already, but for our young tennis players, what's the right load? How many matches should they go through? How many serves should they do? There's nothing strict to say anything about that yet.
It's a conversation that is constantly evolving along with science. Now, do you play tennis yourself?
Yes, I do,
You do?
recreationally. Yes.
Recreationally, but
Yes.
you were a rower.
That's correct.
Okay,
Yes.
and is that the reason why that really prompted you to get into this field?
Yeah, so looking at what NCAA athletes had, as well as our elite athletes, everything from presence coaches and everything else, I saw that there was a gap in medicine. What can our patients learn from our athletes, and more importantly, what can our athletes learn from our patients? Who's more resilient than a patient who suffers a spinal cord injury and learns to live again? Who then jumps out of a plane and does skydiving, There's a lot to learn from both sides, everything from biomarker-wise, from the biological side, all the way to the mental strengthening side. So putting those two worlds together has benefited our athletes and our patients all together.
Well, I think it certainly helps that you have that athletic experience, so you can use your personal experience to fuel and provide some of the information as you move forward with this career and this program. Have you been to the U.S. Open before?
Yes,
You have, right?
yes. Yes.
And how many times have you been here?
Three. This is my third year in a row now.
Third year in a row.
Yeah.
Is there anything that stands out about the U.S. Open experience that you just love?
I love the atmosphere, just the culture that it brings, the culture of
Including the U.S.
excellence.
Open Now
and
set
the
that
U.S.
you
Open
love,
Now set, yes.
obviously. Yeah. But it is the energy, right, that you love?
The energy, yeah. It's unmatched.
It is
So,
unmatched.
yeah.
Well, I think we have some unmatched questions from our Twitterverse, if you will. Plenty of fans out there who are
Okay.
listening to our segment. And let's see if we can grab one right here. And this one is from Ani Vasilif. What are the ideal pre and post match meals? And I'm guessing you're probably not going to say steak and potatoes like back in the day, or maybe the typical pasta and meatballs, although I will happily do that heading into this tournament.
So it really depends on the athlete and what their
Okay.
microbiomes are. The standard recommendations that we've had in the past really don't stand the test of time right now.
So no steak and potatoes.
No.
Okay.
Well, it may be good for one athlete, but not great for another. So-
Fair enough.
and again, it depends on their overall physical makeup. And as far as post-match, I guess refueling, right? If you look at food as medicine, as a source of refueling, refueling within the first 30 minutes after a match is key. I know that there are a lot of these gels that are out there now that a lot of these athletes use. Sometimes they can be go-tos, but again, refueling within the first 30 minutes helps to keep our ATP up and energy.
For the pregame meals, if you could narrow it down to three things, what would be the three most important things to really focus on?
Yeah, so if you know you're in for a long day, making sure you're hydrating really well.
Okay.
That's for sure. Number two, making sure that you have a well-balanced diet that can help you either heal, so that includes some proteins, some carbs for energy, some fats as well.
Yeah,
okay?
fats are very important.
Fats are important for hormones and everything, and staying awake on the court and keeping you engaged. And fats also, while they get a bad rap, and we're always looking for low-fat diets, fats also help suppress appetite. So in the middle of matches, having that there to suppress your appetite and keep you engaged is important as well.
Well, there's my excuse to have a cheesecake right now. Dr. Herrera, thank you so much for your time today, and enjoy the rest of the tournament.
All right, thank you.